next level and input into the next generation. Keep watching Exceptional Moms.
Exceptional Moms shape the future.
Our parental tip for the week is:
NTA. You can't beat the rich.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online, or visit www.nta.ng for live streaming.
Forest restoration, a path to recovery and well-being, is the focus of the International Day of Forests as Nigeria makes efforts in securing them. Nigerian Governors Forum condemns attempt on the life of Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom. And Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA renews commitment towards socio-economic development of the country. These and more on Panorama today, reaching live from Abuja. I'm Elizabeth Omori. We'll be right back. March 21 every year is set aside to celebrate the International Day of Forests to draw global attention to the contributions of forests in supporting livelihoods and combating climate change. On NTA Fine Face reports that key players hinged sustainable use of forest resources in making them safe and secure in view of criminal elements that have turned forest in Nigeria into a theatre of operation.
2021 International Day of Forest is commemorated with the understanding that restoring the health of forests and sustainably managing them are crucial to support livelihoods, mitigate climate change, safeguard biodiversity, and reduce the risk of future pandemics.
It is my hope that reforestation and projects can be seen as areas of investment, offering jobs and livelihoods at a time when they are needed most, all while protecting against future crises.
The theme for this year's celebration, Forest Restoration, a path to recovery and well-being, is said to be of particular relevance as the global community builds the foundation for a sustainable recovery from the economic and social losses of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Forest restoration activities create green jobs, generate incomes, improve human health, and increase food security.
Rather than serve as sources of livelihood for people, forests in Nigeria are fast becoming haven for insurgents, bandits, and kidnappers. In addition to regulating the exploitation of forest resources, the federal government now contends with making them safe and secure for use.
And that's why we find it worrisome that forests in Nigeria have become a safe haven for all sorts of criminal activities. They have become ungoverned space and a place of reign of terror. And this is something we need to take definite steps.
There's no national park that undertakes monitoring and patrol activities without involving the Nigerian police force, without involving the Nigerian army. In some cases, we reach out to the Nigerian Air Force for area survey.
The 2021 commemoration emphasizes the role forests must play in building a better, healthier, and more equitable world as nations across the world recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. In Abuja, Onengiye Fine Face, NTA News.
And to speak more on the essence of the day, I have with me in the studio Mr. Mohammed Boye, Head Nigeria Conservation Foundation, Abuja office. Mr. Boye, it's nice to have you on Panorama.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth.
All right, no doubt the forest provides support for communities. Are forests in Nigeria used in a sustainable manner?
Well, first of all, before taking your question, Elizabeth, I must use this opportunity to thank our grandfathers, for living or that have lived sustainably with our forest, ecosystem. Mm-hmm. But what is really happening, or the situation right now, people, in fact, are not emulating from our grandfathers, simply because you will see the way, we take forest resources. We don't do it in a sustainable, manner. If a person is going to maybe clear a land for farming, he will just, do it anyhow. He will not even leave few stands that can serve, as a shade for him. Vis-a-vis, if we are erecting structures, houses, we don't take trees into cognizance. We clear, the vegetation. And this is not sustainable. And these days, people, they're even going into cutting live trees for the purpose of processing them to make charcoal and then firewood. So you can see the way we are harvesting the forest resources, or our forest is not done in a sustainable way or sustainable manner.
Okay. Now, in the past couple of years, the forests have become den of thieves, kidnappers, and all sorts of criminal elements. So what are the options available for these natural spaces to be made secure and safe, especially for those that depend on the forest for their survival?
Yeah, I think we have a variety of options. But in my opinion, if we can channel energy and resources into making our surveillance and monitoring system, effective, that will assist in addressing the issue. These days, you can do monitoring right from your office with this, technology and computer age that we are actually in. And then again, we need to engage the local communities. We call them the support zone communities, because in the northern part of Nigeria, any community or each community, they have a system. Apart from the village head or community leader, you have what we call the person in charge of, let's say, forest, Sarkin Baka. You have somebody who is in charge of hunting, agriculture, and what have you. So we can maybe create a situation whereby we tap into the knowledge of these Sarkin Bakas, or chief people that are in charge of forest or hunting, and see how we can, address the issue of insecurity in these forest areas. Okay. And vis-a-vis synergy is very, very important. This time around, you see that agencies or ministries, they will have information that is very, very vital that they need to share, with other stakeholders,
Okay.
but they don't do it. People are just operating within a kind of confinement or niche. They don't want to share with people outside their agencies. So in terms of seeing that we address the issue of insecurity, maybe stakeholders that are responsible for conserving forest, they need to be sharing information with agencies that they feel that kind of information needs to be shared.
Okay, now that brings me to my next question. Aside insecurity, do you think Nigerians have developed the consciousness for positive nature like tree planting, which is very common?
I think we are yet to be there because, as I earlier mentioned, we have not inculcated this habit of interacting with our forest sustainably.
Okay.
Had it been, we have that consciousness actually being parcel of us, we can say yes, Nigerians, have that positive attitude of living sustainably with their forest. Now they are taking these resources, and they are not even thinking of maybe how to bring it back or how to make it, how to propagate it to become useful to them and the generation yet unborn. So you can see, as far as I'm concerned, we have not gotten there yet. And this is an area that we really need to work on seriously.
Okay, so we should stop cutting down all the trees. Now, just in 10 seconds, what would be your message to Nigerians as we celebrate the day?
Okay, as we celebrate this very important day, we need to imbibe the culture of, interacting or using the forest sustainably. It is very, very important. And of course, while doing that, we have to look at security issues as well. We share information with the relevant agencies or stakeholders that are concerned, especially with regard to what is happening in our forest ecosystem or forested areas.
All right. Mohammed Boyi, Head, Niger Conservation Foundation, Abuja office. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now to security, maintaining Nigeria's strategic approach and influence in the maritime environment is crucial to the country's economic prosperity and regional stability. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awad Gambo, stated this at the flag-off ceremony of Exercise Obangame Express 2021 on board the Nigerian Navy ship Thunder in Lagos. Imoli Ayotokide Ogunfora reports.
Over the years, the Gulf of Guinea has witnessed several security challenges ranging from terrorism to crude oil and resource theft, piracy, irregular and unregulated fishing, human trafficking, among others. In order to find lasting solutions to these myriad of challenges which pose threats to maritime security, this annual multinational maritime exercise tagged Exercise Obangame Express seeks to improve cooperation among participating nations in order to increase maritime safety and security in the Gulf of Guinea.
Besides the spirit of togetherness, which the exercise has indeed imbibed among member nations, it has also enhanced the operational capability of the Nigerian Navy in its fight against various forms of maritime crime through information and intelligence sharing. The sustainment of these gains is critical to Nigeria's national interest, given the huge contribution of the nation's strategic maritime resources to national prosperity and development.
The exercise is also an opportunity for the Nigerian Navy to work together with other national and regional navies on improved cooperation and maritime domain awareness.
We are so encouraged by Nigeria's progress and investments in maritime security operations, and we advocate for Nigeria to lead the way in regional security. And our intent is to support our allies in their measures to bolster existing efforts.
6 Nigerian Navy warships and other participating countries are taking part in the sea exercise. The participating fleet will conduct the anti-piracy operations, fleet maneuvers, among others. In Lagos, Imoli Ayotokide Ogunfowora, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nasarawa state government says it will continue to support the Nigerian army and other security agencies in the ongoing onslaught against criminal elements on the fringes of Nasarawa and neighboring states. Governor Abdullahi Sule stated this while on a visit to the 177 Guard Battalion in Kefi to commiserate with officers and men over the loss of some personnel during operations. Ali Tijani Mohammed reports.
Battalion, ready for your instruction. Your Excellency.
The visit of Governor Abdullahi Sule came against the background of recent military operation to dislodge criminal elements in Toto local government area where the Nigerian army lost some personnel. While commending the gallant effort of the troops during the operation, the governor said the deceased paid the supreme price and will always be remembered as heroes in the front line of battle against insurgents. He assured families of the deceased of government support, even as he encouraged their colleagues not to relent until the state is rid of criminal elements. Aliu Tijani Mohammed, NTA News.
And Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom has described as unfortunate the attack on his men by unknown gunmen Saturday afternoon in Makurdi. The governor, who disclosed that no fatalities were recorded, thank God, and commended his security men for successfully repelling the bandits. Charles Abba has details.
Governor Samuel Ortom explained that armed bandits numbering up to 15 in black attire attacked his convoy at his farm around Tiomu along Makurdi-Boko Road when they had parked vehicles and walking into the farm. He, however, commended security men on his convoy for their gallantry in repelling the criminals.
As I talk to you, Operation Wise Stroke is on them. The police are there, the SS are there, all the security. We have to call for reinforcement. But thank God we were able to escape unhurt.
Governor Tom, who also lauded President Muhammadu Buhari for his shoot-at-sight order against bearers of AK-47, said it is a step in the right direction.
Appreciate him for coming out to also say that the border in Nigeria should be strengthened.
He maintained that the unity of the country requires the cooperation of all authorities to sustain. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
The Niger Police Forces ordered full-scale investigation into the circumstances surrounding the reported attempted attack on the life of the governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, at his farm in the outskirts of Makurdi, the state capital. A statement by the force indicates that Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, condemned the incident and has equally directed the Commissioner of Police, Benue State Command, to take adequate measures towards strengthening and improving security in the state, particularly around the governor. The IGP has also directed the CP to carry out thorough investigations into the incident and ensure the arrest and prosecution of persons indicted in the course of the investigation. The Nigeria Governors Forum has described as barbaric and brutal the attempt on the life of Benue State Governor Samuel Ortom and his convoy. A statement by its chairman and governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, says the recent unprovocative attacks on some targeted individuals are unacceptable and condemnable. The forum sympathizes with the governor and people of Benue State and pledged its solidarity and commitment to uncover and prosecute perpetrators of the heinous crime. Still on security, suspects alleged to have been responsible for the kidnap of the auxiliary bishop of Owerri Catholic Archdiocese, Bishop Moses Chikwe, have been arrested by officers of the Imo State Police Command. The Commissioner of Police, Nasiru Mohammed, made this known while parading suspects in Owerri. Loretta Arinze Egwim has details.
The kidnap of the auxiliary bishop of Catholic Diocese of Owerri, Bishop Moses Chikwe, and his driver in December last year caused a major upset in Imo State, resulting in a hunt for the perpetrators. The arrest of the alleged suspects is therefore one of the major breakthroughs of the Imo State Police Command. Other suspects alleged to have engaged in crimes, including attempted arson and kidnapping, were also paraded.
That day that we kidnapped the bishop, I was holding a pump action. So Emperor was holding an AK-47. How much? Would man 10 million naira.
From the bishop?
Yes.
10 million.
The bishop did not pay any money.
According to the police public relations officer, Imo State Command, Oladikoku, who spoke on behalf of the State Commissioner of Police, one of the suspected kidnappers was making arrangements to kidnap his employer, the principal of the school where he worked as a security guard, before luck ran out on him.
The command did not rest on its oars as the Commissioner of Police, CP Nasiru Mohammed, put all tactical teams on their toes and ensured that those men that were responsible for the kidnap of the bishop and other people, and those men that has ensured that Imolites cannot rest, are arrested and brought to book.
While the Imo State Police Command reassures of its commitment to safety of lives and property, they are appealing to the public to report suspected criminal activities around them promptly. In Owerri, Lorita Arinze-Egwim, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama on NTA. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Thanks for staying with us. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control has confirmed 112 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. Of the new infections, Lagos has 35, FCT 22, Ondo 17, Kaduna and Ebonyi 9 each, Bauchi 6, Kebbi 4, Delta, Osun and Jigawa 2 each, Borno, Edo, Kano and Nasarawa 1 case each. Total number of confirmed cases is now 161,651. 147,775 discharged and 2,030 deaths recorded. The Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA Alumni Association of Nigeria has pledged a renewed commitment towards social-economic development of the country with focus on the rural communities. Kenneth Nani reports that the commitment to give back to the society was a take-home for members at an event.
Established in Nigeria in 1977, the Japan International Cooperation Agency has been in partnership with the Nigerian government on human capital development programs. In the 2020 fiscal year, JICA Alumni Association of Nigeria rolled out series of programs for the benefit of Nigerians, especially for the rural dwellers. Though some of the activities were somehow disrupted by COVID-19 pandemic, the association is out to celebrate and evaluate performance as JICA 2020 fiscal year winds down.
We had workshops in the agricultural sector, we had workshops in the educational sector, we had workshops in the health sector. If we use any yardstick of measurement, for example, the attendance and the impact, I think we're successful.
Teachers have been taken to Japan and they have built their capacity in order to strengthen that mathematics and science education in Nigeria.
We are committed to continuing to provide these training opportunities and believe Nigeria could realize its full potential with such kind of cooperation.
Aliyu Bello and Obiyo Chukwuma are scholars under the African Business Education Initiative. They could not travel to Japan for their programs due to coronavirus pandemic, but have been participating online.
It has indeed been refreshing the sheer amount of literature and research that the Japanese have undertaken on tropical medicine and healthcare policy for developing countries.
Other direct beneficiaries of JICA-assisted programs who shared their experiences commended the mutual cooperation and efforts of both countries towards industrial and manpower development.
We come together to encourage development, cultural ties, technology.
And being a
health-oriented person, if you had to work in their hospital, you must speak Japanese.
The JICA 2020 fiscal year is expected to end on the 31st of this month. Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
For some sporting stories, Adenike Kenam is our guide on sports updates.
Team Nigeria continued their exploits on day 2 of the ongoing World Para Athletics Grand Prix in Tunisia, winning 2 gold medals in women's javelin and men's 400 meters T46 and 1 silver medal in women's shots. President of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, NBBF, Musa Kida, says the federation is set to commence work on staging the slamming and dunking game both at Premiership and the grassroots. Kida, while expressing appreciation to the Minister of Sports, Sunday Dari, and the leadership of the ministry for ensuring that NBBF is off the hook of litigation and other hindrances.
At long last, we can now breathe. At long last, we can now play premier basketball in the country.
In Ekiti State, consolidating on the gains of tennis at cadet levels to assail national and international professional status is the target of the State Tennis Association.
The state is not going to look for external tennis players. We are going to build our own tennis players.
After about 4 years of inactivity, the Nigerian Professional Wrestling Federation on Saturday organized a mock wrestling championship at the National Stadium, Lagos. This championship is a pre-event and also preparation for the Battleground Championship slated for Abuja in May.
We are trying to resuscitate it and put it back to the track.
In the Nigerian Professional League, Dakada FC will battle Plateau United, Enugu Rangers to play Nasarawa United, while Kwara United will be at home with Adamawa United. In the English Premier League, West Ham United will slug it out with Arsenal in a long derby, while Aston Villa will be welcoming Tottenham Hotspur. Both matches will come on Sunday. With sports updates, Adenike Kenam, NTA News.
Mourners in Tanzania Saturday lined the streets of the country's largest city, Dar es Salaam, to pay their last respect to President John Magufuli, days after the government announced his death after nearly 3 weeks of missing from public view. Kenneth Nanim reports.
Wept and threw flower petals at the coffin, towed on a gun carriage by a military vehicle wrapped in the Tanzanian flag, was transferred from a church to Uhuru Stadium, where religious leaders recited prayers at a service attended by top officials and supporters of the late President Magufuli. Reports say people regarded the late Tanzanian President John Magufuli, who died Wednesday at the age of 61, as a straightforward and unpredictable person, but also a skillful politician who branded himself as a man of action. Vice President Samia Hassan announced his death to the nation, saying Magufuli had succumbed to heart disease at Menzana Hospital in Dar es Salaam. Born in 1959 to a peasant farmer, Magufuli entered politics in 1995 when he was elected to parliament. As Public Works Minister, a post he served in from 2000 to 2005 and 2010 to 2015. He built roads, railways, and other infrastructure, resulting in his being nicknamed the Bulldozer. He became president in 2015 and won election for a second term, a position he held until his death. His handling of coronavirus pandemic over the past year was widely criticized. He had urged Tanzanians to put their faith in home remedies and dismissed vaccines and lockdown measures to prevent the spread of the virus as a Western conspiracy.
And that report ends Panorama today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Don't forget to connect with us at the NTA. Stand against rape and rapists. Good afternoon.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Anybody who is exposed can contract coronavirus, but not everybody has a fair chance of surviving the disease. Data has shown that older persons stand a higher risk of dying. Are you 55 years and above? Do you have pre-existing health conditions? Please safeguard yourself and minimize your risk. Observe all COVID-19 protocols.
If you hear of anyone with high fever, dry cough, and difficulty in breathing, please do not go near such a person because they could be a victim of coronavirus infection. Call someone else or the NCDC to assist. Please use your prescribed medications regularly. Exercise around your home and eat well so that you can remain healthy and strong. For an older adult, to beat coronavirus is not to contract it at all.
This message is brought to you by Gerontology Association of Nigeria, the Geriatrics Association of Nigeria, and Dave Mokoro Foundation in conjunction with the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.